Okay, we're finished up adjusting this head. Got to move a little bit. We're tightening up our bolts again. Putting the Tatro torque on it. I didn't loosen up these back tube, only the front tube. I'm going to double check these, make sure they're good and tight. They're tight, but make sure they're good and tight. I moved a little bit. Moved or just twisting the bolt. It's hard to torque it. The front one did pop a little bit. Alright, so that moved that. So, as our carriage is going back and forth like this, we know this is straight. So if my carriage is straight, the cutter should cut straight, which means if the cutting bit's going straight, the cut should be straight also when you're done. Okay, so right now we got that over there. So it comes out just above that, just below that line, or right now, see it's about 2/10 below that line on the 10. It's holding, and it comes off the end. So that looks like it's within 1/10 going across. Definitely within 2. So that means the lathe should now be cutting straight all the way across, hopefully. Until I do a test cut, I won't know, but I'm not going to do that right now. So I was able to loosen up these 2 bolts under here. These 2 here. I did not loosen those 2. I took my little massaging hammer right here and hit on the side of the chuck here back and forth until I got the number I wanted. I had 1 thou taper going from here to here, or just under a thou, about 8/10, 9/10, something like that. So now we're down to only 1/10, if even that, if it's even moving. So that's pretty good. This is not a tense mic, it's a 1 thou mic, or I mean a dollar caliber. So if we had a tense one, we could tell better. But anyway, my jaw here, I think it's pretty much equal, because when I turn these 180, put around, re-square it all up, the high and low reversed, and it only shifted by 1 jaw where the high and low spot was. So I think my jaw is this adjustable jaw on the plate. It can move. I think it's pretty much on money. The jaws themselves are not perfect, which I already know. They're tapered, so they're loose in the front, tight in the back. I tried to cut those and I couldn't grind them. I tried cutting them. Didn't really work very well. So that's a job in progress, but they are pretty good. So anyway, hopefully this is now straight here. Now next thing I do is figure out if that center is still going to be where it needs to be, is the next problem. So let's go see if that is off. If so, I'm going to have to dick around with it. So let's go see what that does. Getting everything dialed in that we can think of. Something came all over my hand. Probably something dirty, like a lathe. Okay, so we got our center back here. So we're going to bring it in, engage it, and hopefully it doesn't move. For some reason we got a little bit of change here, so it's basically at 10. Right up against that. Probably down a little bit further. Tighten that up. Bring up the lock screw a little bit. Alright, now let's see what happens. Now I can't do the up and down, I'm doing a side-to-side test right now. So basically we're at, same thing, I put it back on 10. So now as I crank this in, and moved it. Okay, so we don't want that to happen like that. So that means I gotta go in and jack these a little bit to get that to go away. Okay, so which way did we go? So I moved it that way. I want to see if it looks like it's moving up any also. So if we look at the center going in the machine right there, does it look like it's going in square or lifting at all? I'm not really seeing it lifting any, so that looks pretty good. And we got 22 thou or something, 23 thou shimming under there. That's a lot. Okay, so that one needs to move over a little bit. So these are going to push on the thing, a bar sticking up. So if you tighten this screw up, it should come this way, which is the direction we need to go, because that makes it worse going that way. So this needs to be tightened up. As long as this is tight here, it'll keep it down and shouldn't change anything. Now, these screws are already pretty tight, so let's see if I can move them in. I'm going to do some loosening back and forth. Cheater bar here. Okay, make an adjustment, pull out, loosen that up, let it recenter. Come back and do it again. A little over a thou. Tension on that. Same deal, repeat. Like that. Not moving quite a thou now when you do that. So we'll put that on 0 more or less. Come back to 2/10, about 8/10, so it's about 6/10 right now over. Now this thing's getting pretty damn tight, so if I keep going tighter on that, I'm going to break something. So it's time to loosen up the other side a little bit. You can only tighten stuff so much before things break. Should be enough. I overdid it. Okay. This time. It's like right on 10. Moved almost a thou. Went over a thou. Got worse, not better. Should have got better, it got worse. These things do what they want. So if it's not doing what I want, go the other direction. Doesn't matter what you think it's going to do. We look at results. If it doesn't work, go the other way. If it still doesn't work, then you're screwed. Okay. That's a little bit tighter than I loosened it. Okay. What do we do that time? It's doing about the same thing. about 8/10. So it's not really making things better or worse by doing that. Oh, that thing is tight. When I break that, I keep doing that. Yeah, that's better. So we're just over the 10. Lose a quarter of a thou. When you back off, it changes a bunch, but when you come back onto it, it moves it just a little bit. So that helped. Now I'm just going to loosen this up, put it back in, and see what happens without doing anything. I know going back and forth makes a difference too. So I didn't do anything except just re-put it in. And look at the big difference. Made a huge difference. Alright, so it's consistently going the wrong direction. Okay, I'm going to go back and loosen up that other side again. The only thing that can be consistently helps me is tightening this one up, but I can only tighten it so much. It's tight. Okay. Tighten and loosen that one. Some tension on this one again. And it's still pretty tight. Loosening that does not make this side looser. Okay, I'm going to undo that. Bring it back. Now this is normally about where I have it at, so the amount of poke out is about the same as I normally use. And after all of that, it might have got worse, I think. Yeah, it's over 1,000 now. Doesn't make sense. It's getting worse, not better. Alright, so loosen that one, tighten this one down, screw it. Something's going to make a difference. It's either going to get better, will get worse, or it's going to stay the same. One of the three. Alright, let's see what we got. Ooh, I like that. See, I'm moving into it. It's not moving. That's what we're looking for. Doesn't move. Now I like that. So you do the opposite of what you should be doing, and helped it. Yeah, it doesn't even move when I do it now. So I go back into that thing like this. I'm just cranking that sucker back in there, and it's not moving it. Okay, let me unscrew it. Slide it back, put it back in, see what happens. Looks like I was going to use it. Now, this is getting to be a little bit too long here. Time for an adjustment under here. Can't get my arm under here though. There's a nut up under there and a bolt. I just screw it back up a little bit. Oh yeah, it's got good tension on it now. Okay, I didn't really notice it moving there, but I'll double check here. Okay, now it's moving just a little bit now. Not really. A couple tenths maybe. Okay, let's back it up, try it one more time. no movement. And going back like this. Not moving. Okay, I'm good with that. I like that. So I'm going to take this, transfer it up the top, and let's see if it's going up any. That's our next thing. Alright, so I'm going to leave this here because we know it doesn't move in this position. Just eliminating variables. I'm not even moving my carriage any either. Okay. Let's go back on our 10 there. Okay, we're moving up a couple thou as it comes in. Let's see which way that's going down, I think. That is up. So that means we're going down when we do this. It's moving down. Moving down 2 thou. So when I go across, this 2 thou off. Now to change that, I'm going to have to take this all apart, undo all of this, put a couple more shims in here, another 1.5 thou shim under here, and hope that will move it up. But from my experience, it takes more than equal. It takes like double. So I don't want to do all that. I can live with the up and down being 2 thou off. It's the side to side is where the cutter is, because the bit is cutting. When you're cutting with the bit, say this is the bit, you're going out like this to cut. You're not going up and down. Up and down doesn't really change that much. It might change a tenth or two, but going in and out's where you're changing your cut is. So having this going up and down 2 thou is not going to kill me. Side to side not moving is perfect. So right now we're doing that, so I'm alright with that. Now after we run this for a while, we'll let things kind of stabilize, and then if I want to come back here and play with that, I can, but at least now I know it's close. The biggest thing is when I run this in there, I don't really see a difference in that crescent cut right there. See, you got the little crescent right there. It's really equal. It looks pretty even all the way in, so you don't even notice it. Yeah, it's hard to see that 2 thou, but it's there. That's a solid 2 thou drop. All right, and this here should go around. Yeah, it moved a little bit, so it's not perfectly centered like it was either. So that's affecting it. So let's see if we can get this re-centered back up, and then see what happens again. Is it more than 2, or is it 2 going to come out of it? Okay. This is the direction of the line. So I'm going to move it down here. That's off. Oh, that made a big difference. Wrong direction. That was easy. Find that sweet spot. Too much. Oh, that was way too much. Overdid it. It's a lot to get to move, but when it moves a lot. It moved. Different spot that time. Damn. It's touchy. Hitting it too hard. Too hard. Not hitting hard enough. You do hit it hard enough to lose. Too much probably. No. It moved it. I'll leave it at that. Be on this thing all day. Trying to get the last couple tenths out. Okay, so we're pretty close. Okay, we're right on that 10 mark. Now I'm going to crank our handle in here and see what happens. It permanently drops at 1 thou. It's got 1.5 thou more when it goes that way. See? Yeah, it does do that. Okay, so it's definitely 1.5 thou low and it moves it when I do it. Alright, I'm happy with that, so I think we can do a little cutting on this thing and see what happens now. Alright, we'll be back.